and I will start the recording. All right, here we go. Recording started.
For the rock, paper, scissors, can you help me like with the blocks? Like last time I didn't finish it.
Yeah, Leon, if you want, can you share your screen and I can take a look?
It says you disabled participant screen sharing.
Sorry, here you go. Try it one more time. Yeah, nobody's RPS picks a winner yet. So let's take a look. Wait, what's wrong with yours, Leon?
Like I think I thought there was like another this thing. I forgot to do it though.
Another
Like
this. No, well, let me share my screen and you can check to see if it matches. So guys, let's actually do a little bit of review of what we did last week. So let me. So this is the code. So Leon, I think yours looks fine. Um, okay. So basically what we did last time is we have 6 buttons, 3 for player 1 to pick what they're playing and 3 for player 2 to pick what they're playing. And then what we do is we have in our code, make it so that when you press each button, it's going to update the picture. And then we have, we just coded this if statement. It doesn't do anything yet. We need to actually connect it to something. And what this does is it determines if the players selected the same thing, then it says it's a tie. And if they didn't, it's going to check to see who should have won that. All right, and if our logic here is true, then player 1 wins, and if not, player 2 wins. Okay, so was anybody unable to do this last week, or like didn't able to get everything working in time for the end of the class? Does anyone need any help with their code? So look in the chat. Asia did it a different way. Okay. So we can take a look. If that works, fine. Then it should be okay. But I think last time we did check, most of you guys had this code right. And anyone who asked for help, we got it working last class. So let's see what's wrong right now. So if we run this code, this if statement, although it does the logic correctly, it's never being run, right? We need to take this and you see it has like a little thing that it needs to be plugged into. And we need to put it into some kind of when block or some kind of function or something that will make it so that it runs when we want it to and not just be sitting over here. So we want to run this every time a player clicks on rock, paper, or scissors. All right, we need like a new thing. All right. So let's take a look at how we're going to do this. So one thing that we could do, all right, don't follow along with this. I'm just going to show you like an overkill way that we could do it. We could just take this and plug it in to like rock like this, and then we could copy and paste it and plug it in like over here, right? And then we could copy and paste it and plug it in over here. And do you see how this is getting really messy really quickly, right? Like this technically works, but it looks disgusting. So instead of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo all of this. And we're going to come up with a little bit of a neater way to do this. Now, the reason that that's going to be not the most efficient way to do it, your MIT is not secure. Yeah, neither is mine. That's fine. You're not doing anything secret in here, so you don't need it to be secure. Okay. The reason that the way that I showed you before doesn't work, like firstly, it takes up a lot of space. And secondly, if I wanted to change the logic, so for instance, if I wanted to make it so that when player 1 wins, instead of player 1 wins like this with 3 exclamation marks, I wanted to put like a period or something. Right? If I did that, I'd have to change it 6 times in each of the places it shows up. Instead, I want to have like this code written out once, and I want it to be linked to all of these other places that I want it to run. And that's for that, we're gonna use something called a procedure. All right. So if you guys have done any other programming in different programming languages, you may have heard of something like a procedure, but it's usually called something like a function or a method, right? Or something like that. So basically what a procedure is it's a way for you to use the same code in multiple places without having to write out the code entirely. All right, so let's see how this would work. So to make a procedure, I'm going to go to the purple tab over here. I'm going to drag out this purple thing that says to procedure do, and I want the one that doesn't say result. Okay, I want the one that says do. So I'm going to drag this out, and now I'm going to put this if statement inside it, like this. Okay, now this just made a procedure that's named procedure. Now I want to rename this because procedure isn't a very descriptive name. So I'm going to rename this to update winner. Okay, so that's basically it. So guys, once again, if you didn't catch that, we're going to go to procedures, drag out to procedure do, put the if statement into it, and then change the name to update winner. Okay, and you only want to do that once. There you go. And this is what you should end up with.
So we follow along. Tim, do we drag out the first one?
Drag out what first one?
Like the procedure.
Yeah, this first one, the one that says to procedure do.
And what are we going to name it? Name it? Tim? What are we supposed to name it?
So you can see I named mine update winner. So you can do the same thing.
Thank you.
Okay, so done, looks good. So the next thing that we're going to do is now we need to use this function. So the reason procedures are cool is because we can make them a procedure and then we can use them wherever we want just by calling the procedure name. So if we go to procedures now, you'll notice there's a third option that says call update winner. And that's what I want to do. So this thing right here basically just compressed all of this code into this one little purple block. And now I can put that block wherever I want and it'll run the full code in there. So I'm going to copy paste that, put it over here, and I want to put it at the end of every single when block like this. Okay, and now there you go. So now my winner will update after every single round. Okay, now this will still probably have a couple of glitches. So we're gonna have to see what's going on with this. All right, but for now, this is gonna make the winner update somewhat, and we need to test it out to see what kind of glitches we're gonna get and how we can iron those out. Okay.
Done.
Okay, so let's try this out. So you guys can try this out as well. AI companion, and let's connect it from my phone. Scan with code, or scan with code. So I've got my rock paper scissors app. Okay, and let's say player one's gonna pick rock, and it says player two wins right away, even though player two hasn't selected anything yet. But as soon as, like, if I go to player two now and if I select scissors, it makes the sound. It makes a sound. That's kind of cool. And then it says player one wins. So it determines it correctly. Look, if I change it to paper, player two wins. If I change it to rock, it says tie. Well, the determining of who's winning works fine. The only problem happens is when one player has something selected and the other player does not have anything selected. Ishan, yours doesn't say anything. All right. Ishan, do you want to share your screen? Maybe I can take a look at your code. So you didn't use the update winner everywhere. So can you click on procedures and drag this out into here underneath call rock sound? Okay, yeah. And I want you to copy paste that and I want you to put it everywhere at the bottom of each of the wins. Okay, you can copy paste it or you can just drag it out again. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so yeah, Ishan, that should work after that. Now, guys, let's take a look here. The next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to put another check in here, basically, to make sure that that both players have something selected before we pick a winner, right? Because right now, if the other person doesn't select anything, whoever picks first wins right away. So we need to. Oh, you can't see my screen. Yes. So what we need to do is we need
Tim,
to. Yeah.
for my thing, like if I like click one, it'll always be tie.
You'll be tie right away.
Yeah. Like when I click like for example paper and rock, player one and player two, then it'll just say tie.
Can you share your screen?
I'm using like a different device.
Like, can you share the screen of your computer?
Oh, okay.
So I can see the code. Okay, so okay, so here's the I think the reason why is because you want to call update winner. You want update winner to happen. So you keep moving. You want update winner to be at the bottom, so you want to put it after set. So the way you're gonna do this, you can't drag it like that. I grab it by this and drag it on top. I don't know, Liam, can you? Okay, what I want you to do is grab this call scissor sound dot play and drag it above. Can you no, okay. No, okay, put it back. Grab it by call scissor sound. So go down one block, grab that one, and then drag it on top of that one. Yeah, you see, now drag it above call. There you go. Yeah, that's how you want to do it. And now do that for all of them. Okay. So basically what I want to do first is I want to make some kind of, I need another if statement basically that's going to check to see that these guys aren't empty. All right, I want to make sure both of them aren't empty, and if both of them are empty, then I'm just going to set results to nothing, or if one of them is empty at least. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and try that. We're going to drag out an if then else. I'm going to put it on top here for now, and then we'll nest it later. So my if statement, I'm going to be checking to see if p1 image dot picture is not equal to nothing. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to grab a logic, this equal one, and we're going to set it to not equals. So if I click on this little drop down, there's two options, equal and not equal. If I set it to not equal, then I'm going to be comparing two things that are not equal to each other. Let me take a look at the chat. Nice. Okay, so okay, so the thing that we're going to be comparing is we're going to say something else is in the chat. Is we're going to say if p1 image dot picture is not equal to nothing, so just a blank string. Okay, and then this part's going to be a little bit strange, guys. So we're going to go to logic, and you'll see there's another option here that says and. I'm going to drag this out. And then I'm going to put this green block inside one of the options for and. Go like this. The other option for and is going to be p2 image. So I want to check to see that both p1 image and p2 image are not blank. Right, so if I were to read this out in English, I'd say if p1 image is not equal to nothing and p2 image is not equal to nothing, then I'm going to do everything in here. And the thing that I want to do, if this is true, is I want to do this big if statement. So I'm going to put that in there. And then my else is I'm going to set results text to blank like this. Okay.
How we do the P1, like how do we drag out the P1 image?
How do you drag out the P1?
Yeah.
Like these guys, you just go to the left, find P1 image, and drag out P1 image.picture like this. Right? Same as usual.
Where do we put it?
Where do we put what?
The P1 image.
Exactly, like where it is here. Look. You have one P1 image here and you have one P2 image here.
Clicking is not working.
Just give each button a variable, so you just have 6 variables, and you just check which variable is smaller or bigger.
Smaller or bigger?
Yeah, like if you set player 1 rock to 1, player 2 paper to 2, and player 1 rock to, basically you give each thing you could do a different variable. And then you do that for each player 1 and 2. Then couldn't you just check it, like if player 1 chose rock and player 2 chose rock, the variables are equal, so you could just say it's a tie. But if one is bigger than the other, you could just say they won.
Okay, but like let's say like rock beats scissors, right? So for instance, if someone picked scissors, that would be a 3, and that's bigger than 1. So would they win?
But you could check if it were smaller. So if it were if this
What do
way,
you
is
mean
it scissors rock beats scissors?
So do you set scissors to 3? Like if scissors is set to 3 and rock is set to 1, 3 is bigger than 1. So that means that the person with 3 should win, right? It should be scissors.
You could check if it were smaller too, because if it were 1,
Well, how do you know if you're checking if it's smaller or not? You got to decide that. Right?
if you set rock to 1, you check which one's bigger. If you set rock to 3, you check if you set rock to 1, you check which one's smaller. If you set rock to 3, you check which one's bigger.
Okay, so let's say this. Like let's say I set rock to 1, paper to 2, and scissors to 3. Then how do I check who won?
You would check which one's bigger because if I'm correct, paper beats rock and paper is the bigger number. Scissors beats paper.
Yes. Okay. So that in that case it would work, right? So if player 1 picked rock and player 2 picked paper, player 1 would have the number 1 and player 2 would have the number 2, and 2 is bigger than 1. But okay, what if player 2 picked scissors, and that would be 3, right? 3 is still bigger than 1, but scissors does not beat rock. Right?
Excuse me. I
Yeah.
can't find like the and one for like after the pink button.
So the and one is over here. So if you go to logic and drag out this and,
Okay.
and then you want to put in one condition into the first slot and another condition into the second slot. And then
Okay. Thank you.
So you have check.
Tim.
Yep.
No,
Tim.
Yes.
Tim.
Yeah, Daniel. Yes. Hello.
I can't put the P1 image into the unequal.
Can you share your screen?
it should work.
Okay.
It should work. In my head, it should work because if you're check, it just depends how you check, I suppose.
Okay. Daniel, you have the wrong P1 image. Like you have the wrong P1
Oh,
image. You don't want the one that
Let's
says set.
delete it.
You want the one that does not say set.
okay. I should delete this one. Then I'll go to P1 image. P1, this one?
That one. That's the one you want. Yeah.
And I'm not even, when I say set to it, you don't even need 6 variables now I think about it. You just need 2 variables, one for each player, and you set it to a specific one depending on what button you press.
So I'm saying like yes, the variable thing works. Like you can assign numbers 1, 2, 3 to everything, but then the way that you check who wins would still have to be the same, right? You'd have to figure out that 2 beats 1, but 3 beats 2, and then 1 beats 3, right? And programming that would take just as much blocks. Daniel, you want to drag out an empty string, so you scroll up on the left bar to the part that says text.
Text.
Yeah, and then drag out.
And this one?
Yes.
What do I write? Hello?
Nothing. It's empty. You want it to be an empty string.
Okay.
Okay, and then you want to do that again. Oh, you undid it. You want to do that again with P2.
Did I put it here? Do I put it here?
No, no. Put the empty string back. Okay, wait, can I? So Daniel, look. So you're gonna put the empty. Stop moving. Stop.
So I think I figured it out. I think the way you'd have to do it is if you wanted to loop it, you would have to set rock to 3, scissors to 2, paper to 1. So it would always be beating the smaller one. So the smaller one would
Wait,
always
so
be.
what are you setting the 3 to?
I'm referring to if you were to give them a variable. If you were to link them up as in rock, scissors, and paper, I would say rock 3, scissors 2, paper 1. And that would mean that you just have to check which one's smaller to win.
So does rock beat paper?
Now, I'm saying you check with, yeah, paper beats rock, rock beats
Yeah,
scissors.
but paper is smaller than rock.
Exactly, you check which one's smaller. So if rock were 3, scissors were 2, rock would beat scissors. If scissors were 2 and paper were 1, you'd beat paper. If paper were 1 and rock were 3, you'd beat rock. If you check which one's smaller all the time.
Wait. So does scissors beat rock?
No, it is
But scissors
smaller.
is smaller than rock.
Yes.
So that's
No, scissors doesn't beat rock. It's rock that beats scissors.
yeah, but scissors is smaller than rock, and but you said that in your logic, the smaller number wins.
Wait.
I'm saying because of the way that it works, there's no way to say that a smaller one is going to win always, right? You need to come up with some kind of cycle, right? And the way that we achieve our cycle is by using this is by using these two lists, right? So rock beats scissors, paper beats rock, and then scissors beats paper, right? Also, Daniel, you have to add this set result thing, but that's just copy pasting basically, right? So you can try that.
Where do we get the set result from?
Set result, you can copy paste it. Do you see how above here there's a set result? Just copy paste and put it in.
Okay.
Tim, like whenever I press 1, I press 2, like scissors and paper, it'll say like tie.
It'll say like tie.
It'll say it's a tie. Like
So okay, can you share your screen again?
okay.
Okay, and show me the code with the big if statements. Okay, so we're saying if they are equal, we get a tie. Oh, okay, so now here's the problem. You have P1 image, P1 image. This is supposed to be P2 image, right? Because P1 image is always going to be equal to itself, right?
Okay.
Okay, there
And
you
I
go.
have a simple, I think I figured out a simpler way to do it. If I
Okay.
were to set rock to 2 variables, if I were to set it to 3 and 0,
Okay.
that would, so basically I'm saying, because you can use an or statement, meaning that if you're checking rock, if it beats that or that, then one would win.
Sure.
I need to try this before I can actually explain it.
So I feel like, okay, so I don't know, like your logic seems kind of easier, but I don't know if it would be less code necessarily. Like, because then you have to deal with or statements. Like this amount of code that I have right here is already way shorter than the way that we were doing it before. Like in the last class that we were teaching, we just did a big cascading if statement instead of dealing with lists, right?
And I
So
just
can
have
actually
one
maybe see-
question. How would you set a variable in this? Because whenever I get out a variable, it's oh no, no, you're right. No, that's
Like here you go. Like where is our if statement here? Here. This is how we checked who won last time. This big if statement right here.
oh,
Which isn't easier, right? So this
wrong.
one just goes purely off if statement. So it says basically if they're equal, they tie, and then we're saying like if one person is equal to rock and the other is equal to scissors, they win. If it's not, then they lose, right?
I have a
Which
question.
this basically does the same thing that we did with our lists, but raw if statements, which is not as easy.
How would you set a variable in this? Because I can't seem to figure
So to make a
that out.
variable, you go variables and you say initialize global name to, and then if you want to set the variable to something later, you go set global name to something, and this can go inside anywhere. And then if you want to get it, you go get this.
Okay.
So those are your three main things. Whew. All right, so let's give this a quick test. All right, I'm gonna connect my companion. AI companion. So if I click just rock, nothing happens. If I click just scissors, bam, player one wins. I got my ties and everything. So basically, the last thing that I want you guys to do is go ahead and go to designer. And I want to give you guys a little challenge. So I'll give you 10 minutes to try to figure this out. I want you to make a button, okay, a nice little reset button. And I want you to program that reset button to reset the pictures back to nothing and update the result label. So I want a button that clears the results and then makes it so you can play again from the beginning. Okay, can you guys try that out? That'll be a little challenge. Whoever finishes first will get a high five or a thumbs up. Asya already did that, so I guess Asya gets a thumbs up.
The question is, how would you give us a high five? What would be what the
A
question
thumbs up it is, then, I guess. We can do like one of these reactions. I'll give you like a round of applause.
If I get the variable thing to work and less blocks and a lot, and will I get something?
I'll give you a thumbs up as well.
Yeah.
And you can show the code to the class and explain how it works.
Well, there's two things that you'd be able to use for this, and that would honestly just be function or variables, and those are the two that help the most when trying to simplify something.
Asya, what part of the code do you not understand? Like this chunk here?
I don't understand how to stop it from saying that player 2 wins when player 1 starts.
Player 2 wins when player 1 starts.
Because when I restart it and I press say paper on player 1's row, it says that player 2 wins. But if I press paper on player 2, nothing happens. It just shows the icon.
Can you share your screen? Okay, oh, you did it the old way, that's why. So you also need to add that thing that says that checks to see that both of them aren't empty first. So can you go to control and grab an if statement? An if then else. Okay, that works too. Okay, I want you to drag it on the top of that check winner. Okay, and then for the condition, we're going to drag logic not equals, or logic equals, I guess. Logic equals. Yeah, drag it out and put it under the if. Okay, and then here now, you're going to say P1 image. So copy paste that. And then an empty text. Oh.
Also, one thing about what I wanted to do is I realized if I wanted to actually do, I would have to have 4 plus 4, so I'd have to have 16 variable things. That's 8 set to and 8 initialize. So yeah, I also have to find a way to shrink that down by more.
Why do you need
Anything.
8 variables?
So I had to basically have to initialize all of them, but then I had to also have to copy that for player 2.
Well, why do you
So,
need 8 initialized variables? Shouldn't you
So
just have
I
2?
I was thinking if I have different variables, I'm just gonna check the different ones. But you're right when I say I only need 2. I figured that out now.
Asya, can you set it to not equals? Okay. And now I want you to go to logic and drag out an and statement. Okay, yeah, put it in there. No, not inside. Take it out. Okay, put the P1 image back. Okay, actually just go ahead and just put this inside of the and. Okay, now put that into the if. There you go. And now I want you to copy paste this chunk and put it into the opening slot. Okay, and then change that to P2 image. Drag this in here. And then say set and copy that, paste it there. And then blank this out. Okay, there you go. Very nice. Okay, so guys, yeah, was anyone able to figure out the challenge yet? We're still doing the reset button, right? So I'll try to go ahead and do this real quick. I'm going to set my background color to red. I'll make the text nice and white and bold. Isaac got it to work. Awesome. Daniel doesn't know how to do it. Okay. So I'll go through this. So first, everyone should have been able to at least add the reset button, I hope. Okay. Okay. And then also, yeah, here, Isaac, here's your thumbs up. There you go. All right. And then with the reset button, now we're going to go ahead and program it. So when you program the reset button, you're just going to say when reset button dot clicked, when reset button dot clicked, I'm scrolling down, there you go, dot clicked, I'm going to set P1 image and P2 image to blank. And then I'm going to update the winner. Like this. That's all we need to do.
Wait, so what do you do again?
What we do is we say we made a reset button. I renamed my reset button to reset button. And then I said, huh?
Can you do greater than less than? Because I can't seem to find that.
It's under math.
Okay.
You get the equal sign one and then you have greater than less than. Okay. Okay, guys. So yeah, we go when reset button, we're gonna set P1 image.picture to blank, set P2 image.picture to blank, and then we're gonna call update winner so that it resets the result for us automatically.
I can't find it.
You can't find what?
Can't find the button. I can't find the button.
Like you aren't able to add the button here?
No, like for blocks.
Did you add a button to the front end?
Yes.
What did you call the button?
Reset.
Okay, and then if you go to blocks, you can't find reset?
Yes.
It should be near the bottom. Also, Sergey, yes, we will upload all of the videos to YouTube. All right, they are already uploaded in a playlist. I'll send you guys a link to the playlist right now in case you don't have it already. And usually they're uploaded like a couple hours after the class ends, okay? Isaac, how did you do it?
How you? It's I only have button 1, label 1, label 2, label 3, P1,
Share your screen.
P1 paper, P1 scissors, P1 image,
Daniel, share your screen.
label 4.
Or okay, I guess Isaac, show us what you did first. Okay, you just reset the results label. Yeah, that works too. Awesome, Isaac. Good job. Okay, Daniel, can you share your screen?
My computer is about to die.
Okay, so can you go to the front end and show me that you added the button? Okay, so you didn't rename it, right? So click on the button and click rename. Rename. Okay, and rename it to reset button. No, yeah, no, that was right. Click rename, reset button.
I renamed it. I renamed it.
Okay, now go to blocks. Actually, we're gonna be getting rid of the second player in a second anyway. But like, yes, you could, but we aren't going to be doing that yet.
Reset.
There it is.
Oh,
Okay, so when reset button dot clicked, and then you want to do all of that resetting stuff, and I'll share my screen now so that you can copy the code. Here it is. Okay, so how's everyone doing on the reset button? Can you guys say in the chat if you were able to get it to work?
not yet done.
How can you fit or into the logic thing? Like in math, you have like in math you can have the greater than or less than, but can you fit an or into there?
So what you could do is you could do like if and then do like two like this. So you could do like if less than or greater than like this.
Oh, it has to go in like
Yes, if
that.
greater, right? And then you could put two things and two things.
Can I fit the green into the blue?
You can't, no.
Should I share my screen to?
So for instance, if you're trying, are you trying to say like if 3 is greater than or less than something?
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to check if that's greater than two variables. If one is greater than two variables.
Oh yeah, then you do like if something is greater than something, or something is greater than something. right? And then you just have to do like if, for instance, if you're checking to see if 3 is greater than 2 or greater than 1, you can do like if 3 is greater than 2 or greater than 1, right? Or 3 is greater than 1. Daniel, share your screen.
Should I share my screen
Yeah, go
if
ahead.
I'm right?
If you're right, didn't I just, okay, sure. You need to add the update winner. So click procedures. And drag that out. There you go. Yep, you're good. Okay, so let's see what's next. Now we've basically gotten to the point where we're done with making it a 2-player game. We need to basically take this side of the screen and turn this into an AI. Okay, so then what we're going to end up with is 3 buttons for you to play with. And then the next part is going to be the AI is going to be selecting your what's going to play against you, basically. Did I just switch them? No, there you go.
Excuse
Okay.
me. I
Yeah?
can't find the blocks in the block spot.
Which block?
Like the ones in the reset button.
You can't find this when, or these ones?
Oh, let me see.
Like which blocks can't you find? So okay, I'll just go one by one. So p1.picture set p1.picture2. This is going to be over here. So you're going to find p1 image. You're going to find p1 image.picture. And you're going to go set p1 image.picture2. That's this block, the first one. Then this empty string that comes from text. That's the first part. Okay. The same thing with p2 image. It's just you go from p2 image, and then this call update winner. You're going to go to procedures and drag that out. Okay.
You said that you couldn't fit a green into a blue logic thing, but you can. It just doesn't go into the first one.
Okay, it depends on the block. I meant like you can't put an or. Oh.
Told you.
Let's hold up. Okay, but then what do you do?
Then I was gonna say if the so I have
okay. You can put it in a blue if you have an equal sign. I think if you put a greater, then it won't work.
No,
There
I
you
have
go.
greater. I have greater.
Oh, did you do greater than or equal to? Oh no, that
then
also
do
doesn't.
the other one. Try the other one. Other side of the.
No.
Oh.
Do you want to show yours?
No, you're
I'm
right.
curious. You've piqued my interest.
No, you're right, but you can't fit it into there. That's weird.
So it's when they're equal, you can do that because you're comparing booleans. You're not comparing numbers, right? Because like an or statement returns either true or false, right? It's not going to return a number. So you can't compare. You can't say like if true is greater than false. That's not a thing. But you can say if true is equal to true, then something happens. Anyway, it's an interesting. It's an interesting logic process. Okay, but let's talk about what we're going to do next. So we're going to replace this entire bottom side, and we need to put in a Markov transition matrix here that we're going to be using. So real quick, what I'm going to do with you guys is I'm going to review what we're going to need to do for a Markov transition matrix, and we're going to quickly make one, and then we're going to put it into the front end. So to code a Markov transition matrix in our program is not too hard, at least to make the matrix itself, but then to actually code in the matrix is going to be a little bit harder. All right. So again, with our matrix, we have first move and second move, right?
Tim, I
And
have
then
to
we're
go
gonna
to the washroom.
Yeah, go. Okay, sure. Go ahead. This is just going to be review stuff. And then we have rock, paper, scissors, and we have rock, paper, scissors, right? So this right here is our Markov transition matrix, okay? And we're going to be left over with the space in between them as a 3x3 little grid here. And maybe I can make these a little more square so it just looks nicer. Okay, did someone send something? Meow, exactly. Okay, so here we have our little Markov transition matrix. Now, how do you, like, does anyone have any ideas maybe for how we can make a matrix like this in MIT App Inventor in Scratch? Okay.
I have to get my computer charger.
Okay, go ahead. So guys, if you remember, right, we learned about how to make lists in MIT App Inventor. Now, what a list is, right? I'm talking about how we would program guys a matrix, not how to make it like show up on our screen. The way we're going to make it show up is going to be quite, it's not going to be super simple, but it won't be too bad. So lists, okay? What a list is in MIT App Inventor is it's just a couple items in sequence, right? So for instance, if I have a list of numbers, it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? Sure, like that, right? They don't have to be in order. Like it could be like 1, 25, 32, 12, 41, okay, like this. Right, here's a list of numbers. Now, if I was trying to make this matrix, what I could do is I could make a list for each row of my matrix. And then in each of those lists, I'm going to store each of the values, right? So instead of making a list of numbers, I'm going to make a list of lists. And this is an interesting concept, but this is how we make matrices in programs. So if I have a list of lists, right, I'm going to say, like, this will be my first item in the list, second item in the list, and third item in the list, right? My first item in the list is going to be another list. It's going to be defining my first row. All right, so my first list is going to be 0, 0, 0. The second item in my list is going to be another list, 0, 0, 0, and a third one is 0, 0, 0 again. So basically, I'm making a list full of lists, and then I can change those values accordingly. Right now, that was probably super confusing. So let's see how we would actually program this, because I think that would make a little bit more sense. So to make our matrix, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and I'm going to write initialize global matrix 2, and then I'm going to grab out a make a list, and I'm going to put 3 spots. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another make a list into each of those like this. I'm going to fill it with, oh, these are supposed to be numbers. I'm going to fill it with numbers 0. There you go. Now, let me quickly put some annotations on this. All right, so this first number is going to represent the top left. Okay, let me use the number. Okay, the first one is going to be the top left corner, or top left number. Okay, the second one is going to be the middle or top middle number. The third one is going to be the right, top right number. And then I have the middle left number, middle number, and middle right number. I have the bottom left number, bottom middle number, the bottom right number. Okay, so each of these numbers here is going to represent a different spot on our matrix. All right, and this entire first list right here is going to represent the first row. This list right here is going to be the second row, and this is going to be our third row. And then this entire list is going to make up our matrix. Okay, hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. But basically, we just kind of took our matrix, okay, and we split it into 3 distinct rows, and we made each of those rows into a list in a bigger list. All right. Now, don't worry if this doesn't make any sense right now. When as we're going to just use it basically to store in the interactions of kind of the patterns of how you're using. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Want more clarification of any sort? Basically, all I want you guys to do right now is make this orange thing, the matrix part. Okay.
How did you make the matrix so big?
So like I said, all right, you're going to go initialize global matrix, right?
Yeah.
And then what you're going to do is you're going to write, make a list with 3 items. And then you're going to make that list consist of more lists. Like this. Okay, and that's going to make a really big thing. Okay?
Okay.
Does anybody not understand how to make the matrix? Okay, so guys, try to make this, all right? And then once you're done, say something in the chat, and we're gonna take our break here soon. But first, I wanna make sure everyone's able to get this done, and then we'll go, okay? Okay, so Leanne's done, awesome. Okay, Christina's done, Ishan's done, Asia's done, Ishan's done, Sergey's done. Okay. So it looks like most of you guys are good. I'll leave the code up, but guys, we can take a little 5-minute break here now. So if you are done, you can go ahead, go get some water, go stand up, go to the bathroom, make sure to stretch. All right, and Asia, can I get you to stick around here and I'll show you what I did with your project. Okay, but for the rest of you guys, I'll see you guys in 5 minutes, all right? Okay, guys, so let's keep going with AI things now. I'm gonna pull up a thing on my other screen to figure out what all the dimensions are for this. Where is it? No. Okay, so basically what we're gonna do is we're going to get rid of some stuff. Is that we're going to get rid of all of these, all the player 2 stuff and replace it with just more player 1 stuff, or with an AI thing for it. Okay, so we're gonna have to actually put in a Markov transition matrix just so that we can visualize what's going on down there. Also, Asia, do you have a question? No? Yes?
I can talk about it after class.
Okay, sure. All right, so basically what we're going to do here is we are going to get rid of this bottom part, and here I'm going to add in a Markov transition matrix. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my icons just a little bit smaller because they seem to be taking up like a lot of space. So I'm going to make it 60 pixels tall. 60 pixels tall. Okay, you guys don't have to do this. I'm just trying to save some space here. And then I'm going to make it 60 pixels wide as well. That's 60 pixels. There you go. Okay, there you go.
I think it works.
Okay, so actually one thing that I want you guys all to do right now, so that we can save 2 separate versions, what I want you guys to do is I want you to click projects and I want you to click save project as. All right, now if you click save project as, what this is going to do is it's going to make a new project All right, that's going to have a separate. It's going to make a new project that just kind of starts from where you are right now, and then that way you'll have two separate versions saved at the same time. So I'm going to say AI RPS with matrix or something. Right?
I think I got it to work.
Your rock paper scissors logic.
Yeah. The one problem that I was having with is that if I choose like rock and paper, that if I were to loop it, rock and paper wouldn't be connecting. If I choose rock and scissors, actually, just give me a second here. I'm just need to.
Okay, so let's just keep going with the logic here. So
Let me just double check before I should.
I have my 3 rock paper scissors buttons. Okay, and I have my 2 pictures, and this is all very good. Okay, how tall are these guys? 60 pixels. So I'm gonna make this guy automatic. There you go. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely, guys, make sure firstly you did save as, all right? So I want you all to do project save as and then change the name to something so that you have a new project saved. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all of this player 2 button stuff. I'm just going to delete this entire horizontal arrangement like this.
I can't
Okay, now
find
what
it.
I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put in here a vertical arrangement. And I'm going to put in my Markov transition matrix. All right, so the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to go to layout and drag out a vertical arrangement. All right, and then for this, I'm going to set width, fill parent, height, fill parent. And now all of the steps I'm about to show you are going to be really kind of very specific. So I'm going to pause after each step and make sure all of you guys are caught up. So guys, one more time.
Find it.
Delete all the player 2 stuff and then go layout, vertical arrangement, width, fill parent, height, fill parent. Okay. And then when you're done, say something in the chat and we'll keep going. Or if you need help, say something and we can try it.
I need
Are we
help.
on the copy of the original? Yeah, it'll automatically send you to the copy. If you look in the top left, you can check the name of it. Okay.
I need help.
Wait, was it horizontal arrangement or vertical arrangement?
Vertical. Now this is going to be a vertical arrangement. Okay, nothing with blocks yet. All of the blocks we're going to fix later because it probably just screwed up all of our code. And we're going to have to do some finagling there. Okay.
Do we press save project? Tim?
Save project as to save it as an example. Okay. Save it as a separate project.
Then what? Then
Then
what?
you delete all of the player 2 stuff at the bottom of the screen and put in a vertical arrangement with a width fill parent and height fill parent.
So we don't delete the results.
No, you delete. Well, I can't undo it anymore. But there was the 3 buttons, the horizontal arrangement, and a thing that said player 2. You get rid of all of that.
Okay, I'm deleting all of them. Even the horizontal arrangement. And layout.
Okay, so let's see how everyone's doing here. Isaac, what's up?
Done.
Do you have to make it small? You don't have to make it small, Isaac. Okay, this horizontal arrangement for the size, fill parent in each dimension. Okay. Okay, so all right, now the next thing that we need to do is I'm going to put a label at the top here. Actually, I'm going to do 2 more things, guys, that I want you to both to do, or all of you to do. I want you to go here and find align horizontal, And I want you to set this to center. Now it's going to make it so that anything that we put inside it now is going to stay centered on our screen. Okay, guys, so everyone align horizontal center. Please do that for our vertical arrangement.
How is your vertical arrangement so big and mine's not?
It's because I made my buttons smaller. Don't worry about that for now. It should be okay.
Okay, and
Actually,
next-
what you can also do, guys, if you need more space, is just delete this player one thing. Okay.
okay. I have player 2. So do I delete that too?
You delete the player two too. Yes, you were supposed to delete all that player two stuff before already. Okay. So now Markov transition matrix. So now I need to kind of label here. So I'm going to drag out label, and I'm going to write Markov transition matrix. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bigger. They'll make it bold. All right. Just a nice little label here for what I'm about to put down here. Okay, now the next part here is going to be a little bit interesting. All right, so I'm going to put another label. And this is going to be like an access label for the, like it's going to be like this part here that says RPS, right? So I need RPS on the top, and then I need RPS on the sides. So what I'm going to do is on the top here, I'm going to write R space P space S, like this. And then for the font, I'm going to make this 16 to get the correct spacing and everything. I think that's it. Yeah, there you go. RPS.
Okay, I got it to work 100% this time.
Nice, nice. We'll take a look at that in a bit, okay? I want to see. But first, we need to get through this. All right, so the next thing that we need to do, guys, this part's going to be a little bit interesting. All right, so I'm going to make now the rows for rock, paper, and scissors. All right, now for this, I'm going to go to layout, and I'm going to drag out a horizontal arrangement. For this horizontal arrangement, I'm going to give it some very specific dimensions. All right, I'm going to make it so that the height for now is automatic, but I'm going to set the width to 50%. Okay, now what I'm going to do, yeah.
I'm not yet done. I wasn't
Okay,
yet.
Daniel, I'm just going to keep going with this, all right? And then I'm going to get you to share your screen, and I'm going to go through it all again.
Okay.
Okay? But just try to follow along as best as you can so that when I get to you, we don't have to fix too much, okay? Okay, so everyone, I'm going to do a horizontal arrangement, all right? And I'm setting its width to 50%. So this is how I'm going to like make a row of my matrix. It looks a little big now, but once we put a label into it, it will be less big. All right, so now I'm going to put a label into it like this. And this label is going to be the header for this row, right? So I'm going to say just the letter R. Okay, but the thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to set the width of this label to 15%. Okay, and then I'm going to set the alignment of it to right. So the letter goes to the right side here. Okay, and I'm also going to set the font size to 16. Okay. There you go.
Just really quickly, what have you done so far exactly? You just made the...
So I made a vertical arrangement with text align center, width fill parent, and height fill parent. And then inside it, I put a label that says Markov transition matrix, another label that says RPS with font size 16. And then I did a horizontal arrangement with the width 50%. And I put in a label that's 15% wide with the letter R in it and text alignment center, text alignment to the right. Okay, now the next part is I'm going to put another label in here. also font size 16. And then this right here is going to be my matrix part. So I'm going to put 0, 0, actually no commas, just 0 space 0 space 0 bracket like this. All right. And I'm going to set the width to 75%. And I'm going to set the text alignment to center like this, to left like this. Okay, so this is how I made one row. Okay, now I'm also going to set the background color of this to cyan because it's going to be representing my rock. And that's going to just make it look a little cooler. So now I'm going to go through this one more time for the next row. So I'm going to go layout, horizontal arrangement, width 50%. In it, I'm going to put a label. Now this is going to be setting the letter P, font size 16, width was 15%, and it's going to be text alignment to the right. Then I'm going to put another label, font size 16, say 0, 0, 0. And it's going to be width 75%, text alignment left. And then I'm going to make this guy orange because it's supposed to be paper. Okay. Now one more horizontal arrangement, width 50%. User interface
Excuse me?
label. Yes.
How do you like make the horizontal arrangement smaller? Mine is covering the words.
What?
How do you make the horizontal arrangement smaller?
Like how smaller?
Like the horizontal arrangement where you put like the RPS on it?
Like you mean like when you initially drag it out, it's like really thick, like too big?
Yeah, and it covers my words.
It covers your words.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. Let me get you to share your screen. Okay. So this is what your final product should look like, guys. Markov transition matrix, RPS, RPS, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now I'll go through this one more time, but Jessica, can you share your screen? I want to see what you mean.
Okay.
Oh, what? Someone is unmuted. I think that's just Jessica, but that's fine. Can you click on the matrix? I was like, wait, can you give me control for a sec? Maybe I can take a look at some stuff. Okay, so first things first, let's delete this player one thing. Okay, and then what I want to do is this guy needs to be a line horizontal center. Oh, and this is supposed to be not fill parent. So now here, we're going to do another label. I'm going to make these 62. Guys, if you need to make your icon smaller to fit stuff, you can. Maybe that'll make things look a little bit nicer. And I'm going to make this width fill parent and center everything. There you go. Okay. So Markov transition matrix, this should not be fill parent. This should be automatic. Okay, and then this guy right here should just be saying RPS like this. Okay, and this horizontal arrangement should have width 50%. Okay, so I'm going to do one for you, Jessica, and I want you to do the other two. Okay, so I'm going to make horizontal arrangement width 50%, right? Now in it, I'm going to put a label, make the width 15%, and I'm going to set the text to the name of like either rock, paper, or scissors. And I'm going to set the font size to 16, text alignment to right. Then I'm going to put one more label with width 75%, font size 16, and I'm going to make the text bracket 000, this. Okay. And then I'm going to make the background of this to be cyan. Okay. Now, Jessica, can you do the next one? So I want you to drag out, also this should be also font size 16. I want
Does
you
it
to
have
drag out another
does it have-
horizontal arrangement.
Does
Right,
it
and then
have to be exactly like that?
if you want to spice things up, it's up to you. But like this is just one way that works pretty well. Okay. So I'm giving you all the numbers, but if you don't want to do it like this, you don't have to. Okay, so Jessica, I want you to do the rest of them. So again, horizontal arrangement, width 50%, then put another label that says text, and then another label that says the numbers. Okay, Isaac, go ahead and show me your screen, and then we'll do Daniel, I guess. Okay, is that a button? That's a list picker. Why is that a list picker? Firstly, okay, this, I don't even know what this is. So let me do some sushi things. So then width, right? 50% for width. Label, say R, width 15%, text alignment right, font size 16. Okay, then another label, with 75%, text is going to be 00. Okay, and we're going to make the background cyan. Okay, now I want you to add two more of these. Okay, so can you add in two more horizontal arrangements? And I want you to do it with paper and with scissors. Okay, and then if you want to check, you can look at these guys for their properties. Okay, and copy those properties. Okay, there you go. And now Daniel, go ahead and share your screen. Okay. So I'm gonna do the first one. Okay, and then I want you to look at the first one and you can copy its like properties and stuff for the second and third one. So first things first, let me make these smaller. Can you stop, don't touch things. Guys, it looks like you might need to make the icons a little smaller to fix everything, to fit everything. Oh, that's not good. So here, this guy is supposed to be align horizontal center. Mark of transition. Okay, and I'm gonna do yes. Okay, and then okay, I'm gonna show you how to do one of these. So again, width 50%, and then I'm gonna put a label in it that's gonna say be 16 font size, width is going to be 15%, and the text is going to say rock, just R, and then it's going to be to the right. Then I'm going to put another label with width 75% and font size 16. And it's going to be bracket 000. Okay, and then width is going to be 75% like this. Okay. All right, so basically, the last thing that I need to do is set the background color to cyan. All right, and now I want you to go through and add in 2 more of these for paper and for scissors. Okay, Daniel? So what you're going to end up doing is you're going to put another horizontal arrangement. And then if you don't remember the properties, click on this first horizontal arrangement and look, 50% width, okay? Then you're going to put it in, make sure that you set it the same way. If you forgot how big this guy is, you can take a look, click on it. See that it has 16 font size. See that it has 15% width. See the text. And then look at this
Could you
guy.
check mine? Could you check mine?
Sure. Do I still need P1? You don't need the thing that says player 1. No.
Tim, do I have to add free
Yes, Daniel, that's what yes. You need to add the 2 more. I already added 1 for you. You need to add 2 more.
2 more horizontal arrangements?
Yeah, so that one thing that I added for you, you need to do 2 more that are basically exactly the same as that one, but instead of R, it's going to say P and it's going to say S.
Okay.
Okay, so okay, let me take a look here. What is this thing in the middle?
I don't know.
So this is supposed to be width 15% with text to the right, and this is supposed to be width 75% with text alignment left, and then it's this thing that's supposed to have the cyan background, and then also this horizontal arrangement that's inside is supposed to have a width of 50%. Like this. That looks right. Okay, so now you're going to do that again. So you're going to drag out another horizontal arrangement. You're going to drag out, firstly, we're going to make it 50%. And you're going to put in a label and you're going to make it with 15%. You're going to make it say R and you're going to make it text align right. Actually, you're going to make it say P now instead of R. You're going to drag out another label. Also, are these font size 16? No. Okay, good news is we only have to do this once, right? So once we have this, the rest of our coding is all going to be, or the rest of our project is going to be entirely in code, which isn't necessarily easier, but it's a little less tedious. So that'll be fun. 75% width, and we're going to make the entire thing have background color of orange. Okay, so Kaylin, can you do the last one for paper, for scissors? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. Okay, does anybody else need any help or need to check if theirs is right?
Do I have to rename the label?
Which label?
Like for the label for scissors, for paper?
Sure, I'm gonna rename him later if that's true. Actually, guys, if you are done, what you can do is I want you to go through here and rename everything basically. So this Markov transition matrix, I'm gonna call it Markov label. All right, this thing that says RPS, I'm gonna call this RPS header. All right, this I'm gonna call it just RP. Okay, and this is going to be R or row R, row P, and row S. And then I'm not going to rename the horizontal arrangements. I'll just leave those as is.
It's not working.
Isaac, go ahead and share your screen. Can you click on the horizontal arrangement? Make the width 50%. And then I want you to click on that P and make it right text align instead of left text align. Text align right. Yeah, there you go. And then also click on the right, not center. Okay, and also the horizontal arrangement, you can give it an orange background color to make it look nice.
I need help.
Go ahead and share your screen. So what do you need help with?
I went on the label, and when I pressed renamed, it didn't work.
What do you mean it didn't work? So, okay, to change the text of the label, you don't rename it. You go here and you change the text. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now if you click on R, you'll notice the width is set to 15%, and that's what you need to do as well. Okay, just yeah. So look, we need to set okay, there you go.
Thank
So
you.
now I want you to rename these to some names that are descriptive. All right, so you click rename, and this is supposed to be like R row, P row, S row. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Does anybody else need any help? All right, or is everyone caught up and done with their matrix?
Um, my my RO is short.
Your R is short.
Like the RO. When I made the name, I put RO, but it's now short.
That's fine. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay. I want watermelon to eat. Yes, that would be really good. All right. Let's take a look at what's going on with our code now. So you'll notice all of those player 2 buttons things completely disappeared already. All right. Our update winner is still here and it will work fine for us and everything else. So basically everything else still here works correctly as it should be. All right. So we don't need to change anything with our code. All we need to do is we're going to have to add code for our AI to play against us. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to make it so that when I do a move, I want to update my Markov matrix to accommodate that new move that I made. All right. It should, right? Isaac, I don't know what you're referring to, but our code, like, it's not going to work because we don't have a second player anymore, but all of the like functions and everything are still working correctly. Okay. So what we need is we need some way to make it so that when we play our move, the AI is going to update its Markov transition matrix, right? So for instance, how the Markov transition matrix worked is if I did a move like rock and then my next move was paper, I'm going to find first move as rock and second move as paper, and I'm going to update this slot right here. Okay, so I'm going to set this to 1. So what we want to do after this, if I say I do scissors, right, after paper I did scissors, I'm going to find first move paper, second move scissors. Right, so I need the program to be able to do this for me. Right, and how I'm going to do this is thinking. Let's see. All right, let's do this. Okay, is what we'll do is we'll make a variable here called. Actually, I already have the code for this. Let me just see what I did before. Some beefy code. Okay, basically, I need to do 2 moves. I need to keep track of what my last move is, and I need to keep track of what my current move is. So my last move is going to start by being set to just 0 for now. Okay, current move is also going to be set to 0. Okay, so I need to keep track of what my last move and what my current move were, so that I can update my matrix, right? Because to update my matrix, I need to know what move I did after another given move, and that'll kind of get a way to pinpoint your patterns, right? To figure out that after paper, you usually go scissors, right? So then to beat you, I need to go rock after you do paper. Right?
My code is wrong. I didn't add the zeros.
You didn't add these zeros?
Yeah.
Well, then add the zeros.
Like, where do you find them? Do you find them in math?
Under math, and then they're the first thing.
Okay.
Okay, so last move and current move. Now, the thing that I need to do is I need to make it so that whenever I do a move, I'm going to update my last move and I'm going to update my current move. Right now, the way I'm going to do this is I need to come up with a little bit of code to put everywhere. So under each button pressed, I'm going to basically say set. Okay, we're going to set last move to get current move. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set current move to, and then I'm going to use a number to represent rock, paper, and scissors. So rock is going to be 1. I'm going to copy these 2 lines of code. I'm going to set this to 2. And then this one's going to be 3. Okay, so scissors are going to be 3. Now the reason for this is because in our Markov transition matrix, the first row is rock, the second row is paper, and the third row is scissors. And we're going to be using these numbers to access rows. Okay, so it's going to be doing some cool things. Okay, and now this lets us keep track of what our last move was and what our current move. Oh, also, quick thing. Can we put this above update winner? This is just a little important thing because we're going to have to update winner needs to be the last thing in our function. Okay. Can I wait? Yes, I wait here now until everyone is done. Okay. Say something when you are done. Misha's done. Awesome. Asi is done.
What's after last move?
Get global current move. Get global current move.
How do you do that?
You go to variables and you say get current global move, or global current move.
Okay. Get global what?
Current move. I'm gonna zoom in. Here you go. Okay, so we have our current move being selected by a number, and this is gonna allow us to do some cool stuff. All right, and now we're gonna start by working on our updating Markov matrix code.
Where do we place it?
Where do we place what?
The current move.
Where it is on my screen. How it looks here is how I want it to look.
Global. What did you set global last move and current move to in the initialization?
So you're setting your last move to your current move, and then you're updating your current move. So when you click a new button, your current move variable is now equal to what your previous move was. So you're going to set last move to what that variable was. And then you're going to update your current move, and that's going to update your Markov transition matrix.
I can't place it.
Okay, share your screen, Daniel. You need the set last move, and you just don't have that.
And what did you set those numbers to? What did you set those to? You set it to 2.
1, 2, 3. So rock is 1, paper is 2, and scissors is 3. Okay, there you go. All right, so we have 3 minutes left. What I want to do now, let's just quickly make a procedure, and I think that's all that we'll have time for today, I guess. So we're going to make a new procedure, and we're going to call this procedure update matrix. Okay. Now what this update matrix is going to do is we're going to basically just go in here, and we're going to make it so that I just did a new move. All right, and I'm going to keep track of what that move was in our matrix, right? By saying, hey, I just did rock after paper. So I'm going to go and find my paper part here, which is paper would be the second item in the list. And then because I did rock, it would be the first item in that list. And then I need to update this number to 1. Okay. But we need to make it so the code does that for us. Okay. Which shouldn't be too tricky. So we'll be able to do that. All right. I can show you what the code will look like for next class, but I don't think we're going to have time to write it today. But basically, here's what the finished updating matrix code would look like. Kind of cool. And then we have a display matrix function that we're also going to make. Actually, let's go ahead and do that too. Let's quickly make another procedure over here called display matrix. And then all I want you to do for now is put display matrix into update matrix. Actually, maybe we can code display matrix. How much time? Okay, we have 1 minute. No, we don't have time today. But we did manage to get a lot of stuff done today. So our app completely worked with 2 players. So we still have that finished. We've added in our Markov matrix. That was kind of tricky, but that's really important to be able to display it. And we're starting up with getting some functions working. And we have our variables set to keep track of our last move and our current move. Okay. So for next class, we're going to get the Markov matrix completely updating, and hopefully we'll actually get the AI just doing moves in response to us. And we'll be able to see how it learns over time to slowly destroy us. Okay. Sounds good. All right. So yeah, if you're not done this either, don't really worry. We're going to be doing a little bit of review starting next class at the beginning, just to make sure everyone's caught up, because we did do a lot of stuff today, and I want to make sure everyone's on the same page for the start of next class, right? Especially if some of you came late today. And the video will also be uploaded at the link I sent this morning in the chat. Okay, so yeah, if you guys are done, you guys are free to go, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay, bye-bye, guys.